So we are in Southern California today with a very special guest.
Hey.
Today we are in the, what do you want to call this?
My Shoeclapedia.
Shoeclapedia. So today we're going to look at a couple different pieces. We're going to actually put these pairs in hands of Kenny, and he's going to tell us a little bit about the shoe, maybe tell us, just give us some info on it. We might ask him some questions.
This one here I acquired when I was in, I believe it was San Francisco or San Jose. This might have been 3 or 4 years ago. This is a recent pickup for me because a lot of this stuff in here is decently old. But no, this one here was a good pickup. Got it for pretty cheap money, so I'm not going to discuss price tags, but I did good on this one. This is one I brought to Kicklahoma, and Mr. Jump Boston went crazy when I pulled this out. And the feeling that I got inside, the feeling he got inside, the smiles, it was pretty cool, man. So just crazy what sneakers can do.
Have you worn it yet?
I have not. I have not. It's still in clean dead stock condition is the best way to say it. I think someone may have worn them, but
a lot of people like the Jordan 8s. As far as the 8 line goes for you, how does it fit for you?
It's a good fit. I mean, I wear them a little different than most. I don't use this piece here. This all comes out and this goes back like so. So if I've wore them, you'll see it kind of like this. This would be kind of bunny eared. So as they kind of nicknamed them, the Bugs Bunny 8s was obviously for certain reasons, but for me, when those kind of flap out at you, it kind of gives the ear impression. So. Something I'm seeing kind of come back that's kind of trending is the SBs, the skateboard Nike. You know, you got the three bears right there. And then you got my favorite is not the Tokyo, the London, and all these different ones that, you know, the city pack. This is one of my favorite packs here, which would consist of the yellow lob, the red lob, and the blue lob. Obviously, this being the friends and family, these were the two that released. It's just really dope how they do this. The inside on all shoes are the same. So it's just really dope how they hit it with that. Of course, this is the yellow lob with the first got the little lobster pinchers on it. I have 2 pair of the yellow lobs. You know, I've heard of a supposed purple pair. Never seen it surface, but there's supposedly another friends and family pair of those. I'll hit it real quick and we'll go right here too to the Zoo Yorks. Another one it's sought after by heads who know. To me, this is a very fine quality sneaker back in the era of the poofy tongue days when they didn't put SB here. So still, you know, Nike skateboarding, but kind of the OG of the Nike skateboarding. So, and you asked if I like 8s. So you can tell I wore these. So when they're not attached, that's just the way I wear them. But this is another good sneaker here with cause, made for purpose, not just a shoe to have out for general release for no reason and let sit. But I actually like these Dornbeckers. You'll see here I have them all as they go. They go all the way down to the one. Very into Dornbecker shoes. I like what they're doing with the whole hospital situation with the kids and getting everybody involved. So.
So first off, I want to thank Kenny for the patience. We are, if you can tell, he's changed. I'm still the same. It is 11 o'clock at night-ish, the day before SneakerCon LA, and we're reshooting this because somebody named me didn't turn volume on for the second half of the video. So we're gonna run back through this real quick. We got a couple of shoes on topic for Kenny. One is how this shoe might have changed things for a sneakerhead, as well as maybe the brand Adidas itself.
I would say, yeah, for sure. With this sneaker here, it definitely put Adidas was already on the map for me, but for the kids who didn't really know what three stripes were, I would say Kanye came in, threw a spin on things. The man who created this wonderful word right here, they created this shoe together, and voila, you have what everyone claims to be a grail. Turtle doves are good, comfortable shoes. I wish they'd have put the same technology in this shoe that they put into the Pirate 2, the one that was re-released. Kind of I hit earlier, the same thing that they did with the Zebras. When they re-released the Zebras, a lot of people think it was a restock. It wasn't a restock. They're definitely different sneakers. So, but for sure, this shoe, I think, made a lot of people sneakerheads. Made them start coming to sneakers. Now I know a lot of people who used to have Nikes, Jordans, runners. This is all they got now. I don't know if that's the smartest move. If you're gonna say you're a collector of sneakers and you're only gonna have supposedly one good shoe or one good shoe brand. As you'll see beside me, I mean, it's lined up and down with Nike, ASIC. I mean, there's New Balances all around. But the point is, you gotta know what you really like, not just fall into hype. So I think that's what all this boils down to, is pretty much hype. I mean, a lot of people would say it looks like a boat, hovercraft. I'll agree. I've seen there's a few YouTubers out there that have actually changed their cars over to look like some of these shoes, which is, that's amazing. I mean, you don't see anybody running around with three stripes, or the Jordan brand logo or whatever it is on their shoes, on their cars, to make their cars look like sneakers. So it's difficult, but different. And also I give them props for having that kind of balls, basically, to say I'm gonna change my car into a sneaker. So, but definitely changed the game. Not the game changer, but definitely changed the game for sure.
Referring to that, I might have big balls because my Jeep looks like a KD4 Weatherman. So
I give you props, man. I give you props.
He just said it.
Not many people can pull it off.
He just said it. Do want to step in on some wild shoes before we leave. Some stuff we don't see every day. Some stuff that it might be a while that you've seen. So I just kind of want to hear his input on what these shoes might mean. What he thinks of the colorway overall, and so forth, so on. Some of this is, I guess most of this is Nike. The Adidas session is over. If you were here for the Adidas, go ahead and continue to the next video. So, first shoe we have here, crazy.
Miami Night Low. This is a good shoe. It's a good 8 low. There's a couple versions when they did the sample version of this sneaker. I think a little bit changed through here. I think this pretty much stayed the same. This might have been a little different through here, like a different color. But anyway, the point is, yeah, for sure, this is very significant when it comes to saying you have a well-rounded sneaker collection. You can see my crazy lace game, how I do craziness. Point is, with this one, yeah, I got this from a guy named Bobby. He used to work at Flight Club, and he came through the house. My cousin and he was inquiring about the sneaker. Well, it wasn't really a big deal for me. It's cool, pink shoe. But when they actually showed up and I got to put them in hand and put them on feet, that's when I realized, wow, I gotta have them. That's back in that era of LeBron's actually being something that people wanted. Now it's kind of a dead issue, and there's nothing wrong with that. Each thing comes and goes. It's kind of like, I'll pull this out real quick. Kind of like these. The Rebus joints. Things stay popular and people know or they don't know. But again, this is a shoe that could compete, if you ask my opinion, with the comfortability of Boost. This is a very comfortable sneaker, and a lot of people sleep on the Rebus line because they don't really know about it. Same thing with this. Only real heads are going to know what this really means. So the kids that are buying the Adidas shoes up, they have no clue what this shoe even means, or why it was made, or what it commemorates, or any of that stuff. So me being a LeBron fan, this is a grail. So I'll say it like that.
shoe that everybody's been waiting for.
Uh-oh. That red joint. So again, you got another shoe here. Outsole clear, red Jumpman. Nice carbon fiber right there. The all red 11, a lot of people call it the Carmelo 11, PE, or whatever you want to call it. I guess it's coming out this Christmas. A little different here, a little different here, way different here, and I believe it's mesh here. I don't think it's this material. I believe it's mesh. So you can see it's a completely different shoe. And for the haters, I'll show them. The ball goes right in between the 2 and the 3. When they're fake, they don't do that, guys. So.
Then Chance and myself did learn something, that the Olympic Jordans, Jordan actually never won in the Olympics. So we're gonna let Kenny explain this shoe.
This shoe is 13 and a half. It'd be from Ray's younger days. When this shoe was actually made, they made an Olympic shoe and they called it the Olympic shoe. And the reason they did was because that man right there wore the shoe in the Olympic. It was no Jordan hooping in this or doing his thing. You got to realize there were a lot of Jordan brand athletes wearing PEs before we even knew what really PE game was. And Ray happened to be one of those lucky guys that gets to be able to have phenomenal shoes like this. So as we know with 6s, they are notorious for through this area falling apart. This shoe is as hard as the day it was made. And again, you're gonna see a decently foggy unit here. If I get my finger in there, too damn fat. But yeah, let's see if Juan can do it. Clean her out, Juan. See if we got a clean air bubble there. Look, you see, she came halfway clean. So the point is, when you get into these old PEs, you won't see any pull away from the front toe box. You won't see any glue coming away on the shoe. And the reason why is because these guys balled in these shoes. They balled hard in these shoes, and they had to be made very well. You'll see here again, thicker leather than most. You know, that just doesn't happen in all shoes that are made in 6s. Phenomenal sneaker, phenomenally made. I love it. Never wore it, and I never will. Ray did.
And he talks about Ray having these crazy shoes. 13.
Ray's got the best PEs in the game.
12.
A lot of people said Bibby did. I think Ray Allen did, especially with the Milwaukee Bucks right there.
Milwaukee Bucks. I mean,
even got the ugly one. A lot of people don't even like.
I mean, there's some stuff in here.
Got the ugly joints.
Another one.
The Boston Aways.
Another one.
So.
Another one.
The point is this man has some phenomenal PEs. It's just that simple, and people don't get to see them, or they don't know about them because they're more worried about Boost.
Boost is life right now for a lot of you people.
Over Boost any day of the week.
Well, again, Kenny, appreciate your time, man.
For sure.
Appreciate us having to redo it.
You already know.
Letting us in your house. We're going to have a great weekend this weekend.
I'm ready.
If you haven't yet already checked out his collection, make sure you check him out on Instagram, The Perfect Pair. We'll leave that info here. Again, thanks a lot. Anything you want to say on the way out, Kenny?
Man, just, hey, stay true to you. Be real. Be good to your friends, family, your mom, your dad. Most of you are going to be children watching this, so take care of yourselves out there because you only got one chance. I almost messed it up, but I'm still here, so enjoy.